Welcome to the Let's Talk Basic podcast, where girls talk about everything basic.
Join us as we sit down with a glass of wine and see where the conversation goes.
Kick back,
relax,
and get ready for the ultimate girls' night in.
I'm your host, Joanne.
And I'm Vanessa.
Hey guys, welcome back to this week's Let's Talk Basic podcast. We are weighing in on a very controversial topic today.
So, you know what's really funny that you bring this up is that I didn't even know there was controversy until you brought it up to me. And then after reading all these BuzzFeed articles that you sent me, I realized that I'm really old. And I belong in this millennial demographic that everyone describes. But I'm going to let you kick it off because I feel like you discovered this and brought this to my attention.
Well, yeah. So I'm pretty out as well. But my friends started sending these articles about, this TikTok feud that has kind of erupted between Gen Zs and Millennials. And essentially what is going on is Gen Zs saying there are things that Millennials do that they just don't understand or they're so sick of. And Millennials clapping back and saying, you know what, we made you. So I feel like for us, I don't know, everybody who's listening, but I feel like we mainly have a millennial following. Mm-hmm. I would say like we're millennials. I think we're pretty, we'll go through like what they do, or what the Gen Zs are saying about the millennials, but we'll go through them. And I honestly feel a little bit attacked.
I find it entertaining, actually.
I'm feeling very defensive, but you know what? Let's just get into it. So
before we get into it, let's define what millennials are and then what Gen Zs are as well, so you know which category you belong in. So millennials, according to Google, is between 1981 and 1996. So a pretty big gap. And then for Gen Z, you could be 6 years old right now, or, going into first year, or you're in university. So it's a big range. And how I kind of define it in my own head is that I'm a millennial and I have a sister who's in university, in third year university, who is a Gen Z. And although, we are close, there are a lot of things that she would agree in these articles that she would say to me. But yeah, let's dive in now that we know.
So if you're still you don't want to adhere to the years, this is how apparently if you're a millennial. So number 1, you wear skinny jeans. Number 2, you wear your hair in a side part. Number 3, you use laughing, crying emojis. 4, 5, and 6 is you've proudly showed off your Hogwarts house. Specifically, you've proudly showed off the fact that you're a Hufflepuff, or you've proudly showed off the fact that you're a Slytherin. Number 7, you've said that you're a girl boss or used #girlboss in the caption of one of your posts. 8, you're obsessed with coffee. 9, you love wine. 10, you love bacon. 11, you love rose gold. 12, you're obsessed with you're obsessed with pizza. 13, you hate pineapples on pizza. You've used the word doggo. You've used the word adulting. You take your selfies from a high angle. You look at the screen instead of the camera when you take a selfie. You say, so I did a thing in reference to an announcement accomplishment. You said some personal news in reference to an announcement accomplishment. And the last one is you're probably going to feel personally attacked by the results of this. So those kind of hit home to you. I think you're in our camp. So let's go through these. The first one already, you wear skinny jeans. What are people wearing now if they're not wearing skinny jeans?
Well, so my sister does not wear skinny jeans. She wears track pants that are not, like, they're not even joggers. So they're either wide-legged or straight-legged. They're usually found probably in a vintage store or in my mom or dad's closet. She wears corduroys, and they're usually wider in the leg. She thinks all of my clothes are disgusting. I don't think she's ever specifically said anything about skinny jeans. But it's right. Like, after reading this article, I started thinking about what my sister wears. She doesn't own skinny jeans.
Huh. That's so bizarre. So they don't wear jeans at all.
You know what? It's hard because we're all at home right now, so I haven't seen her wear any jeans.
True.
But
Nobody's wearing jeans these days.
Yeah. So last time this is a really good one. I have to take a photo for you. So I can show you exactly what my sister wears, and it's very different. And the last time I went for an outdoor walk with my family during Christmas, and both, Kenny and I looked at her and were like, "Are you wearing pajama pants?" And then she's like, "No." Like a really, really rude side-eye no. And she lifted her shirt up to show us that these were actually proper pants that just look like pajamas.
So what are these?
They're pants that are wide-legged and are pajama material, but apparently they're very in right now. I will post these. She's going to kill me, but I will post these. Some of the styles that she shares in her family chat basically looks like what a cool grandma would wear. That's her style. And then she was actually helping me, move some of the stuff out of my condo a couple weeks ago. She looked at my closet, and she also said that I have a wardrobe of like a 50-year-old. Because of all my work clothes and everything. And she just thinks that I'm very not authentic. In her words.
Interesting. So kind of on the pants, something that I learned recently that Gen Zs wear, those like track pants that we used to wear, like they're kind of like bell bottoms.
Uh-huh.
They call them flare leggings now. Is that not the most disgusting thing?
Flare leggings?
Yeah.
Those are just called track pants. That's what I call them.
Yeah. Like, these are the ones that are tight up at the top, and then they flare kind of like below the knee to your ankles, I guess. But they're calling them flare leggings, and I'm like, you're making them cool again? Like,
they're not cool.
I mean, I always love a good bell bottom, so I'm not mad about it. But I've been keeping my, Abercrombie pants and Sevens, low-rise bell bottom jeans, hoping that they'll come back.
Those are not cool. Apparently, so my sister actually is now buying her clothes from Costco, because now that's cool again. So remember when we went to school and it wasn't cool when you bought stuff from Costco?
Yeah.
It is now cool again. So
I do know that Costco, the Kirkland sweater has been sold out everywhere.
what the heck is going on? I really don't understand this. Like, all of a sudden, like, Costco is the place where, you get your stuff. That used to be when I tell my dad, I'm like, please don't shop at Costco. But now this is a thing. This is a thing now. Okay, let's move on to the second one, because I feel like we have a lot of different points to cover, but yeah. So no skinny jeans for Gen Z. I don't get that, but I will continue to wear my skinny jeans.
I agree, because that's basically all I have to go out in, other than leggings. All right, so the next one is you wear your hair in a side part. So the big thing about millennials is that they think side parts are, the big thing that Gen Zs are saying about millennials is that side parts are really ugly, and the only way to, like, look good is with a middle part. So you have a middle part, V.
I do have a middle part. I'm so cool.
You're so cool. You're ahead of the trend. Was there, like, a conscious decision of why you have a middle part?
No, I found that one weird. I feel like I did have a side part before when I tried bangs. And I feel like people who have bangs, tend to have side parts. But I think the only reason why I started doing it in the middle was that I probably read another BuzzFeed article saying that it made my face longer. And that's why I started doing it. And no other reason. So on this one, I'm on the Gen Z side, but I don't necessarily agree with the fact that side parts are, not cool. I think they're fine.
So this is my response to it. I think with, I feel like it's a very bold statement for Gen Zs to say. Because they haven't lived through the era that we have lived through. Like, when you think about kind of the hair trends that happened in our generation when we were 6 to university age.
That's bad.
We went through, like, the baby doll, like, the bangs, the frosted tips,
so bad.
Yeah, we had that middle part thing going on. We did the whole middle part. We did the butterfly clips. There was just, like, we had a whole progression, and then we landed on you can have whatever hair you want as long as it suits your face. So for you to go back into this hair trend, like, you're uncool if you don't have this, like, we made the way for you so you didn't have to go through the bad haircuts.
This one is, I don't know. I don't agree with this one with them. It's just, I like what you said. It's just, everyone has a different face shape. So to me, it's more like whatever fits your face best, you go with. So this one, I definitely disagree with them. Okay, the next one.
Yeah, so the next one is you use the laughing, crying emoji.
I'm guilty of this. This is
so
the
guilty.
only emoji I use. I feel like everything that you say to me, Joe, I give you that face.
Yeah, likewise.
And I didn't realize that was a thing. Like, how did they pick up on that? Like, it's just a very harmless emoji.
Yeah.
Like everything you say, you're like, ha ha ha. Like, it's just.
Yeah. So.
It's so harmless.
My natural reaction to that was, well, then how do you show somebody that you find something funny? Like, how do you respond without, like, LOL had its period, and then it got really dry to, like, respond with LOL. So you needed the emoji to, like, really emote.
Yeah, and I feel like some of the other emojis are not as appropriate as the, sarcastic, dying laughing. Like, it's like
the
crying
slanted,
laughing, but like sideways.
yeah.
I feel like that's a very appropriate one because it's better than just a smiley face. Because the smiley face, let's be honest, is a bit dry. And then the crying face is, I feel like, is kind of like dismissive. But the crying, laughing face on the side is kind of like, wow, I really appreciated how funny you are.
Yeah.
So that's often, not to say that now I feel like I sound dismissive when I send people that emoji. I just think it's the most appropriate one.
Yeah. So, I guess in the search of like trying to see what Gen Zs use, if they're not using the laughing crying emoji, what do they use? So it turns out that they use like the tear face, where it just looks sad. Then how do you show that you're sad if you're just doing the tear non-laughing face? It just doesn't make sense.
That's not a good emoji.
No, and it just goes back to like basic grade 1, I don't know, life lessons when you learn about emotions. Like,
yeah, they clearly lack them.
Yeah. That's not how you express joy.
No, it's wrong emoji.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be, like, secretly now I'm going to avoid that one because now I feel some type of way about it.
About the laughing crying emoji?
No, about their emoji, about their crying emoji with the two, exaggerated streams of tears, which does not exist inside them. Yeah. They're cruel.
Well, yeah. I feel like I can't use either emojis now, because now I'm gonna feel slighted against the tearful emoji, and then embarrassed to use the laughing crying emoji.
Alright, what is this next one? Oh, I don't even...
The next one I feel like I can't relate, because it's all the Harry Potter ones, and I wasn't like a Potter head.
Me neither.
Yeah. So,
nah.
Sorry guys. We can't really go into that one. The one after that, though, is that you said you're a girl boss or used #girlboss. So that's not really us either. I think just between Vanessa and I, we definitely live in the era of girl boss.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of our friends use it. I think there was that Tina Fey book. No, I think I'm wrong.
It definitely came from somewhere, and I think it was used as like a tool to empower women to be, their own boss. But then I actually recently, on LinkedIn, read an article with women who play around with, girl boss or like mainly the girl boss hashtag or like the CEO.
Oh yeah.
And stuff like that. And one of the comments that she made that I felt very powerful was that like, just stop using that. It doesn't matter if you're a girl boss or a CEO. It's like, you're a CEO. Like, why don't you just say that and stop kind of like focusing it on that? So I feel like that was probably in the earlier days. I don't really see people using that anymore. And yeah, like I never got into that one. So can't relate.
Yeah, me neither. But, if you still do, all the power to you.
Yeah.
All right.
You're a boss.
These are also things, the next ones coming up are also ones that I feel a bit attacked by. So, you're obsessed with coffee. So, I'm not a big coffee person, but I feel like there's nothing wrong with drinking coffee. Or like, I feel like that's just, and you know what? Maybe it's the fact that they haven't started working yet.
I agree.
Right? Like, I feel like that coffee obsession really starts kicking in when you have to wake up every day, drag yourself to work, and that becomes your life.
I mean, let's be honest, none of them have jobs.
Yeah.
None of them have a 9 to 5. They don't know what a commute feels like because they're all just, doing their lectures or labs at home. So I feel like, just wait a couple of years, Gen Z, and then see, and maybe you can relate back to us. But, sorry, I keep referencing my sister because she's the only thing in my life that, kind of makes me think of what a Gen Z is. But yeah, it's super true. She does not drink coffee.
What does she drink instead?
She drinks tea. Like Chinese herbal tea. Very weird.
See, I'm okay with that because I'm definitely more a tea drinker than a coffee drinker. But you can't judge people for drinking coffee. You just need it.
Yeah, you need it. And I have this thing in my mind also. Sorry for all the non-coffee drinkers out there. I don't really trust people who don't like coffee and wine.
Yeah.
There's something, to me, it's like, oh, you're off. Like, something's not right. We haven't lived through the same experiences. And I'm like, automatically can't relate to you. So that's just my thought. But I have friends that are tea drinkers too. But generally speaking, the first thing when people tell me that they don't drink coffee is, you're crazy.
So why? Like, what do you think about those people?
I don't know. It's such a universally liked thing that I find it, like, it boggles my mind when someone's like, I don't drink coffee, or like, cut it out. But tea drinkers are fine too. Maybe it's just become a very social thing for me, especially when we were, back in the office and taking coffee breaks. It was just a way for us to connect with people. So maybe it's just the reaction I get when I ask people, hey, you want to come for, I'm grabbing a coffee, do you want to come? And when they say, oh, I don't drink coffee, maybe that's just their way of saying I don't want to have coffee with you. But I take it, in a way I'm like, oh, you're weird. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about that one. But I do feel like that it kind of relates to kind of what you were saying. The next point is you're obsessed with wine.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of feel like it comes out of working. And yeah.
And also they can't afford good wine. Let's be like, come on, these people are buying, like, what are they buying? What did we drink when we were their age? Bodacious? Yeah. Barefoot wine? Like, no wonder they hate wine.
Yeah. It's true. And it's also like, it's not like our generation loves wine alone.
Every generation loves wine.
So I feel like you're trying to make yourself seem special by being like, oh, we don't drink wine. Like, come on.
Number one, you're probably most of them are, number one, not legal to drink wine yet. Those of the Gen Zs that are legal to drink wine, none of them can afford good wines. So I just think, just like, the coffee thing and the hair thing, like, just let them grow. It'll come with age, these things.
I definitely think so. I think they're also still, like, drinking those, like, Starbucks frappuccinos at this point in their lives.
Gross.
And, like, so, you'll come around. You'll understand one day. You're not there yet.
You're not there yet.
Okay, next is you love bacon. I don't understand why this is a thing. Is this, like...
Wait, do you like bacon? Like, are you on board with this, or you can't relate?
I don't, like, I'm not obsessed with it, but I enjoy bacon.
Same.
I just don't understand. Like, do you not, are you vegetarian? Is that why? Like, is this new generation mostly vegan? I
am no clue.
Bacon?
I haven't met anyone that does not like bacon. and most of the brunch places that you go to either has bacon wrapped pancakes, and I don't know, I feel like that's not a thing. I like bacon, but I don't think I'm overly obsessive to be, plagued as, a bacon lover. So I don't think it's a thing.
Yeah. I don't get it, but sure. If that makes me a millennial, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. You like rose gold. I mean, yeah.
I think I like rose gold, and it was probably a lot more popular a couple of years ago. But I don't think I'm crazy obsessed with it.
No.
But no.
I do think rose gold is like it is our age kind of thing, because I feel like when we were kids, it was just gold, like yellow gold, white gold, or silver. Like rose gold wasn't a thing until like pretty, not recently, but like I would say like high school for us, that it started kind of.
It was basically like it was almost like a color that was newly introduced.
Yeah.
And it was, a very female dominant color because it was like a blush gold.
Yeah.
Right? It was very, come on, let's be honest, a very pretty color. I feel like a lot of us have probably grown out of it a little bit, but again, I don't think it's a very offensive thing. And yeah, I think we've all liked rose gold at one point.
Yeah. And now I'm curious, if you're not wearing rose gold, what are you wearing? Are you even wearing jewelry? Is jewelry still a thing for Gen Zs?
I think they like gold.
Oh, going back to the gold.
Yeah, the classic gold. I don't think they like silver. But I think gold is usually the color that they get for jewelry.
Okay.
But speaking of gold, I do want to share something. So my sister recently purchased like a bunch of, fun jewelry. Yeah, a lot of, rings, different necklaces, like layering necklaces. And I thought it was really cute. Then when it came, they were basically plastic. They weighed nothing. They were literally, do you remember? Okay, this is now going to age me, but remember when you put like $1 or a quarter into this machine, you like turn it and this ball comes out with like jewelry?
Yeah.
So that was the quality of the jewelry. And it was very, very, very sweet of her to be like, she ordered extra and she ordered something and then it came twice. So she had some duplicates of these jewelry. I looked at it. I'm like, look, if you looked at it from afar and you did it on video and everything, I think it looks awesome. Once I wear it, I feel like there's no way I'm going to wear this. And I thought that was very cute in terms of like the generation, because I think they like Majuri, but they just can't afford Majuri, so they're buying all the knockoffs of these plastic jewelry. So I feel like a lot of these examples that we shared today is kind of like we've repeated a million times today. It just kind of comes with age. But I don't really see it as an attack. It's just they're not on our level yet.
Wow, those are fighting words.
Yeah, but like I don't think it's a bad thing. Like we're not at, the boomers level. They're probably my parents are probably looking at my wine and saying like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it just kind of comes with age, a lot of these things.
Totally fair. But how do you explain this next one? You're obsessed with pizza.
I am obsessed with pizza. I literally just sent my friend a link of the pizza that I want to order this weekend. Before we got onto this podcast. Yeah, I'm obsessed with pizza.
I don't understand why you wouldn't be.
What are they obsessed with?
Yeah.
What kind of foods are they?
I don't know. Now I'm curious. Again, are you, like, is it because you're vegan or like what? I don't know. Are you super healthy? What do you eat?
I think if I took like a wild guess, I would think that Gen Z's favorite go-to food is Korean food.
True.
Like Korean barbecue, pork bone soup, those really popular Korean corn dogs.
Right.
I feel like that's what they've been obsessed over lately, and it's not pizza.
Okay, I could see that. I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like corn dogs really resonated. And I was like, yeah, I think those loaded corn dogs or whatever they're called with like all the fancy toppings and fixings. That's what I imagine them to be eating if they're not eating pizza.
Yeah. Also, you can't be mad about pizza. Come on. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just bread and cheese and whatever else you want.
Joanne, they're eating pizza. They haven't tried, like, north of Brooklyn or, like, Maker's Pizza yet.
I mean, I'm good with any pizza. Even if it is pizza, but...
I think I'm selective.
Alright. You hate pineapples on pizza.
Agreed.
I don't understand why that's a millennial thing.
Wait, do you like pineapple on
I
your
do
pizza?
like pineapples on pizza.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, call me a millennial, but I literally had Hawaiian pizza yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
From Pizza Hut. Like, not even like a good, like, I don't know, whatever, boutique pizza place.
Artisanal pizza.
Yeah. And it was delicious. And I loved every bite of it. I ate 4 slices.
One for the baby. I like my pizza, like, very, very plain. So I either get a margarita or I get, like, a loaded pepperoni.
That's fair.
Yeah, those are the only pizzas that I usually get. And I find that when I'm entertaining people, then I have to order other pizzas that I don't like, and I find that wasteful, because who wants other stuff on their pizza?
Yeah, I don't understand that. I think this goes back to I like pizza. I don't think you can go wrong.
Okay.
There's no wrong way to eat pizza. I'm a pizza agnostic. You've used the word doggo. I don't know what that means.
I was just gonna say that. What does that mean? Can I Google it right now? Doggo?
Yeah.
Doggo. An affectionate term for dogs. Every member teamed up with a cute doggo and learned how to play with them and train them. Okay, I think it just goes to show that you and I are not animal lovers or dog lovers. Like, I don't hate dogs. I like dogs, in fact, but I'm not a dog lover or pet owner. Never use this term. Sounds fine, I guess, if you have a dog. But
I've never heard this term before. Maybe it's just, maybe we're hanging out with the wrong group of millennials or something, like.
Yeah.
I did not realize this was a thing. I've heard doggy, like, doggy, but never doggo.
Okay, people often ask, what type of dog is doggo? A long-bodied dog, such as a greyhound, Borzoi? Oh gosh, I don't even know any of these dogs. Yeah, I'm not a dog person. Never heard of it.
Alright. Don't know what you're trying to say, Gen Zs. You've used the word adulting. That one I feel attacked by. But it's also because Or
They
adulting.
haven't been there yet.
Yeah. You just haven't lived life, kids.
Well, they're not adults, so they don't know what it feels like. They're living on their parents' dime, at home, eating the parents' food. So I get it. They don't know how to adult. So they haven't used that term yet. But once again, they'll get there.
Okay, the next one is you take your selfies from a high angle. My phone literally tells me to raise the angle when I take a selfie.
Really?
It does. It's like, raise your phone for a better angle or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Next to Google Pixel 5. Like, it's a new phone.
I'm trying to think if I do that. I'm trying to think if I place it at a certain angle. Probably, because, but not, like, to the point where you're, like, it's, like, up in the sky. Like, tilted a bit, but I think that's everyone. Like, it's even worse if you look at boomers. Like, my mom takes, like, a photo of, like, her head, it seems like. So, I don't know if I can relate to that one. I think most of my photos now are taken by another person, so I would never, I don't know.
True. But I don't think you would ever want a picture to be taken, like, straight on. Or lower.
Lowers a no.
Yeah. Naturally, the high angle is flattering, and that's why you take it from that angle.
What angles do they take it at? Like straight up?
I think they take it up straight on. And like kind of what I'm gleaning from this is that they want it to be as natural as possible. That's how I feel. Like, I think that's what they're trying to say. So good for you. Good on you for doing that. The next one I'm also a little bit confused about. So you look at the screen instead of the camera when you take a selfie.
I want to say I do that because, so when you're looking at, I don't know, when you're taking a selfie, I don't think I look at the camera. So your eyes are not, like, looking straight at the camera. It's usually, like, on the screen. Yeah,
you look at yourself.
I want to say I agree.
You look at yourself.
Yeah.
So here's the thing that I don't understand. Why you would look at the camera when you're taking a selfie. Because the point of the selfie is that you see yourself. But if you're looking at the camera, you don't see yourself. And in that case, you might as well just turn the camera around and look at the camera that way, because the quality is actually going to be better that way. That's my reasoning.
I think they're trying to make fun of us by taking selfies. Because number one, like the selfie tilt, and then also just the selfie in itself. So I do think that my sister does not take selfies. I think a lot of her photos, she uses, this is going to shock you guys if you guys are not Gen Z. She buys the disposable cameras.
Right.
And takes photos, and she actually uses film. So she actually took my mom and dad's camera and developed photos, like real photos when you go to like Walmart and, you know, you get your photos back and you see the film. So she did that for the first time last month.
Yeah.
And she was like super entertained and amused by it. And it made my parents kind of laugh, and like I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the first time you've seen film.
Yeah.
So I almost feel like what I think is happening is Gen Z skipped our generation and thinks that everything our parents, so whatever the boomers are doing, they think is cool. So they kind of skipped our generation and, you know, went straight to, you know, I don't know how many years. Our parents' age. Because everything my parents has, like, that's what my sister likes.
Yeah.
It's all almost like the more vintage style, like a lot more throwback, and I kind of get that. So I feel like they just skipped our generation. Everything that we've done, they don't like. They don't want to touch.
Although, again, like, I feel like we were still using film in high school, so it wasn't that long ago. So,
yeah.
Again, I feel like you're just trying to be us. Like, we paved the way for you guys.
We totally did.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still stuck on my rationale for, like, this looking at the screen thing. I don't understand, you guys. And I do feel like they still take selfies. Because, like, I would say Tyler's younger sister is a Gen Z. And I feel like she still takes selfies all the time. But it's like, they don't angle kind of like how we do. It's just, they just take it at whatever state they're in.
And then I also think that they don't take like just the full face. They might take selfies of like their eye or like their lips. Yeah. Like it's like weird. Like they're trying to be really artistic.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a nice eyebrow, Kelly.
Yeah.
Great. That's exactly what I wanted to see.
Yeah. I don't understand. Or they do a good down-up shot, too. Like a good underside. I feel like that's still a thing for them. Just don't understand it. Don't understand. All right. So the next two are when you're, like, referencing an announcement accomplishment. And you say, so I did a thing, or some personal news. Like, kind of. I definitely, like, so I did a thing is one that I've probably said before. But I wouldn't say that that's a trait of mine.
I don't think I've said, what was it? I did a thing, and what was the other one?
Some personal news. So I guess it's like, so some personal news. And then you say, like, whatever announcement you have.
I don't know if I've said those things, maybe, but I never share. I don't have anything exciting happening. I feel like I don't announce anything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'll have to go back.
I just never have. I don't have anything to share.
And I feel like that's not really a generational thing. Isn't that just normal English?
I guess, do they not announce anything? Like, I'm guessing they're trying to be more cool and private, and they don't announce a thing. And I don't know.
You know what? I kind of wish we had a Gen Z with us on this episode now to really explain to us, is this a generational thing or what is going on? Because I don't, there's a lot to it that I just don't really understand. And why is it not cool? Why is it not cool to look at yourself in a picture?
Don't get it.
Me neither. It's also just efficient. Anyways, let us know what you guys think. Is there anything else that Gen Zs do? How would they sign off?
They probably don't. And that's what makes us uncool. Now I'm gonna second guess everything that I do to make myself like think, okay, like, is this cool or is this not cool? Am I showing my age?
You know what? I'm just gonna accept it. Like, I will never understand when I compare what Tyler's sister does, like some of how they talk, like the random dances that they do while they're talking in the middle of a conversation. You know, the conversations using only emojis. Just, I'm not trying to understand that.
And good for them for paving their own way because, I feel like we did it ourselves and, each generation will have to find their own thing that defines them. But, you don't have to come with us. Like, you don't have to come at us to define yourselves. Just an FYI. You can do you and, we'll continue being us. But at the same time, I feel like our paths will cross when you, become our age.
Yeah.
One day. You'll need the coffee and you'll need the wine and you'll understand why we like pizza so much because it's convenient and fast and we don't have time to do Korean barbecue and spend 2 hours at dinner because our parents don't pay for our shit. not bitter.
Yeah. But good on you for bringing film back.
Yeah, but I will share on social media the outfit deets that my sister sends me. I'll do a side-by-side comparison as to what I usually wear and what she wears. And you'll automatically notice the difference. And I think that'll be a fun exercise.
I also want to do a side part versus middle part and actually see what people think looks better. I think we should try that too.
I think I have a side part going on now.
Yeah. I feel like you're a middle part person. I feel like that works for you. I feel like it doesn't work for me.
That other BuzzFeed article told me to go middle.
Yeah. All right. Cheers, guys. Until next week.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to the Let's Talk Basic podcast. For more exclusive content, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Let's Talk Basic.